teach. And we're left with a younger batch of teachers, newly qualified, boom, into the schools, where there's a massive void of experience, of nurturing, of childcare. Again, like you said, I fully appreciate what you said. It's not just about giving or making achievements for a GCSE level student. It's also about many other things. And then you have these dropouts, the younger children or younger graduates who have qualified to become teachers. They teach for a year or two and they can't handle the stress. What's going wrong in our system?
Well, you know, in a number of the shows or a number of discussions that I've had, we've tried to balance modernity with traditionalism, and I've touched upon it today as well about modernity and traditionalism. Now, let's just go back 100 or so years in England. And 100 or so years in England, when the lecturer, or the ustad as we would call him, would walk in, the students would get up. When the lecturer would sit down, the students would sit down. There would be absolute, as we would call it, adab, etiquettes and manners in talking to the teacher. You know, the teacher was respected, the parents respected the teacher, and when the teacher called in the parents to say, by the way, you know, young Johnny here has been messing about, then instead of the parents turning around to the teacher saying, well, it's your job, get it sorted, mate, they would turn around, in their Cockney accent, of course, they would turn around and turn on little Johnny and say, little Johnny, look, you know, sort yourself out. What's changed is, obviously, we're talking about modernity like it's a positive thing, but what's changed is this attitude that what should be given respect, the teacher, the poor teacher that has had the respect stripped away from them. And this is why the debate about, you know, modernity isn't always a good thing. And there's many things within tradition. And I'm not talking tradition in terms of Islam, I'm talking tradition full stop. Because, you know, back 100 or so years ago, it was predominantly a Christian community here. And what you saw this respect, this attitude, you know, this lack of misbehavior, and education standards were extremely high. We can't deny that. But you're starting to see with, you know, through the 60s and 70s and 80s, where there's a big change that's been brought in, both in terms of how learning goes on. We've got slightly more liberal, and, you know, the pendulum has swung completely the other way. And with this swing of the pendulum, respect has gone. And once you lose respect, and this is absolutely essential, and I'm sure as you will recall from your days as a student, respect is first and foremost. You know, our teachers will tell us constantly that you have respect, you'll gain everything. You don't have respect, you won't achieve anything. Respect is absolutely at the foundation. And we've lost that as a society. Forget within the education circles, even outside of that. As a community, as a people, there's a lack of respect.
So, would you say